behind me here we come across the first what looks like kind of stone construction, similar in design to the chambers and the megalithic walls. This is site number 7, obviously, of Gungywamp. There are 7 different parts here, so this is the first one we come to, and as you come on the trail through the woods from the main road, this is the first one you come to. So just behind me here, this is the famous, what is called the stone circle of Gungywamp. Now, whether it was designed as a stone circle, whether it was used to sort of build a fire in, or whether it had some other sort of purpose, we're not sure about, but it's a very interesting construction. They've almost like shaped the stones so they go around in this concentric circular structure. And it does suggest that they were kind of it was like a marker point. It could have been the center point of the whole complex, like an axis mundi or an omphalos. So I'm sitting here at the fire pit, the stone circle at Gungywamp. Just feels like stepping into the shoes or on the seat of the ancients here. Whether it was the Native Americans, whether it was a much earlier culture, which a lot of people suggest were even a possible European culture, could even be built by the giant race that inhabited this part of New England. So we're not too far from New Haven and other areas where many giant skeletons have been discovered. But I just feel honoured, and I kind of feel a real presence here, just sitting around this fire pit, this stone circle, where probably over thousands of years there's been ceremonies, there's been talking, there's been stories being told, and there's been dating here, that carbon dating, that does go back to 2000 BC, and it was even in use up until about 600 AD. So we know there was a lot of activity here over a very, very long period of time. This really is quite an amazing chamber here at Gungywamp. Just inside it, this isn't the Equinox aligned one, this is the one, another one nearby, site number 2 on the Gungywamp trail. But you can, it almost feels like this was a meditation space. But just check out these huge lintels, massive rocks, just huge boulders making up one side of the whole chamber. And then we have the dry stone walling, slightly corbelled, holding up these very crystalline lintels. So very, very impressive, beautiful little chamber, very easy to get into. It's a very large space to walk, almost walk into it. Let's go take a closer look inside this particular chamber. This is the one that's equinox aligned, so when the sun sets on the equinox it comes through and hits the front wall, the inside front wall. There's also another chamber in it, going off to the right as you enter it, so we're going to take a little look here. You can just see in there, let's turn the light on. So it's just a small chamber just to the right hand side of it. Very strange. But you can just see inside the, still quite well constructed with the megalithic walls. Kind of just goes back, it's almost like a sleeping quarters. Very, you can actually kind of stand up inside it, as you can see. You can actually get in there. There's a bit of space up there. Getting zapped by a bumblebee here. I should avoid that really. Fascinating nonetheless. You can just see the quality of the stonework, the beautiful corbelling, the natural window at the end where the equinox light comes through. You can see just behind me, this is actually the back side, the back end of the Equinox chamber, and on the Equinox sunset around March 21st, September 21st, when the sun sets, even though there's quite a high horizon here, it goes through there and lights up the wall, one part of the wall actually inside the chamber. So if you're going to be anywhere around this area, around either of the equinoxes, this is definitely one to check out. It's not just one or two chambers and a kind of campfire stone circle. It seems like there's sort of like a kind of community here. Probably, you know, obviously, you know, you have the Mohegan peoples of this area, but you know, even before that, I wonder what was going on here, because it just seemed like there was it was busy here. There was stuff happening. There was stone sort of house constructions, really. They built all these walls throughout the forest. And they were kind of here for a while, it looked like. I mean, we know the carbon dating does go back to 2000 BC, but even so, it just makes you wonder what it was really used for. We're going to, as we walk back to the road, we're going to sort of hopefully pass the Hill of Tears, which is a very unusual place. Really, no one's sure where it is, even though it's kind of got this legendary status. So we're going to see if we can spot it on the way back, and if we can't, too bad. We'll have to come back another time once with a guide who knows where it is. But this is the entrance on the way in. You can kind of see the amazing construction, almost like they were houses. I mean, it does, people do say that it was later used by the colonials and by the Native Americans, so this could be a later construction, but we just don't know. It's all a mystery. You can just see behind me here, let's just spotted this. This is in the first kind of part of the sort of the stone construction as you come in here. There's this very small little entrance into the earth here. It's almost like a little fairy cave with a tiny entrance just going into the earth. Whether this was for water or that's some earth energy purpose, I really don't know, but you can just see it here. It's absolutely beautiful. Just up behind me is the famous Hill of Tears. Now this is supposed to be where there's a very powerful electromagnetic energy field, probably because of the rock, but there could be a magnetic anomaly actually under the ground here. This is where people often break down in tears, hence the name, kind of get stimulated and has an emotional response. So this has been known to happen at certain locations where there's magnetic fluctuations. So even out here, this could be why they kind of built Gungywamp around this, because of this powerful spot. And there could have been light phenomena here as well, so who knows. But it's just absolutely fascinating complex here. We are getting some kind of occasional fluctuation here just at the base of the Hill of Tears in this magnetic anomaly detector. You can see the green lines going a bit crazy. We just get a bit closer in, because this could be significant. This could be the edge of the magnetic anomaly that has been recorded here by various researchers, John Burke being one of them. Nothing, not too much is happening here. But again, you see the green line, that does indicate there's something happening. Fascinating, so could be very significant. Anyway, we'll take in the reading, we'll analyse this a bit later. See, look, it's going a bit crazy here. Again, I think we've just walked around the Hill of Tears. It starts going a bit funny every time we move around. Oh, it's doing it again. So this could be the edge of the anomaly. So I want to get in a bit closer here. I've got to walk over a stream. I'll keep my camera on this so we can actually see if there's any responses. See what we come up with. There's nothing else that can be really affecting this because the camera can be doing it. Oh, look, they're kind of going crazy. Wow, so this could be what's going on here. This cliff face, I think, is the Hill of Tears. So we're just taking a little walk up to the top with this cliff face, which I believe is the Hill of Tears. So we're just going to get up here and see if we can not only sense anything, but actually see if we can detect anything with this magnetic anomaly detector, which will be a huge surprise if we can actually get something. I mean, look, we're getting stuff already. Look at that. That is absolutely going crazy. I think this big boulder marks the kind of top of the Hill of Tears. It's almost like perched boulder. It's beautiful, beautifully put there. It's like it's just resting.